progress shot from one step at a time like this. So they are a theatre company based in Melbourne that creates works that emphasise relationships between people, the qualities of space and time and interaction. And they have been using handheld devices in their works for a number of years. This piece, since I suppose being one of their latest offerings, was actually a sell-out show from last year's Melbourne Festival. And it included the use of smartphone navigation by the audience performers as they made their way through the CBD. It was multimedia, multi-dimensional, live and retrieved performance that engaged with handheld digital technology as audience members were instructed to go around to the different sites and engage with live performers. So as a result of that initial research, the answer presentations, feedback and some studio development, the initial project became a short live performance piece titled Performing Distraction that took place at Montserrat Arts Centre last year in October. In seeking to explore the issues of live action, movement, mediated experience and handheld technologies during live performance, I created an event where I actually invited the audience to record, upload and engage with social media and performance. I think there's just one little media release, nothing exciting, and some instructions. And these were posted up on the walls. The performance was in collaboration with Simon Charles, a musician and sound artist who has worked with companies such as Lucy Heron and understands live action and motion. And he was also briefed to engage with the idea of mediating the live by working exclusively with electronic materials and technologies. And this included a suspended sheet of aluminium that was fed vibrations through a conductor cable in order to create sound. Performing Distraction was also an experiment to see what effect the welcome introduction of handheld technology might have to both spectator and performer as controlled by spectator and performer, which means that I also had a phone and was filming the audience. So unlike the other artists that I had been looking at previous to this experiment, I wanted to encourage and consider spectator-controlled recording devices to be used as a means of documentation, distraction, or self-imposed live experience mediation. I, as spectator, decided to film the performance live too. To connect with the theory of double sensations, performance presented an opportunity to film the audience at the same time that they were filming me. I was going to see if this would play with me. There are a number of points of interest in relation to this performance that were raised in addition to the original questions posed. This was the first live piece that I had actually done in front of primary school aged children, and I was using lots of materials and powder paint that was bright orange. And the effect of the movement and the use of powder paint and turning inside gauze and making footprints, that effect on them had not really been considered. So as soon as I finished the performance, all of the children came into the performance space and started playing with the paint. Some of them asked if it was okay, some of them didn't. And even though many of the children were using mobile phones during the live action, their primary concern, maybe due to their age, at the conclusion of the performance was to get right into the physical materials, have a play, and they all got covered in colour. The majority of the adults, however, they were interested in uploading the filmed recordings. The way in which the spectators engaged with particular social media platforms was quite interesting too. So most of them chose to post clips to the Facebook page. I think it was because it was the easiest way, and they also posted clips on their own walls. I also received a number of video files to my email address, Very few spectators chose to use the other platforms, so I don't think anyone put anything on Instagram and no one put anything on YouTube. The verbal feedback that I received on the day was that audience members thought that I might want to edit all the footage and film first before posting it for general consumption. There seemed to be a general consensus that I would prefer to edit the films and pick out the highlights or best bits before posting them online, even though I had instructed them otherwise. The adult spectators were giving me the opportunity to control my performance even after the live event had concluded, and this was unexpected. It also prompted me to question whether this would be the case if I hadn't encouraged filming and online posting of material. So performing Distraction as a live art piece with social media extensions proved to be an invaluable beginning for my research into the integration of handheld smartphone technologies and the live body in performance and art making. The exploration into performer and spectator relationships, the increasing use of social media platforms within art creation, and the ways in which a live body-based performer can engage with handheld technologies is to consider the mediated experience of performer as spectator and spectator as collaborator. By now it has become clear that there are too many possibilities for exploration within this one area of research, and for the time being I need to focus on one particular question. So this piece, as fun and as enjoyable as it was, it didn't actually achieve what I wanted. The very inspiration for the piece, that being double sensation, turned out to be its downfall. I was tempted to be the performer, the organiser, the choreographer, the concept developer and researcher, and this was too confused and actually muddled the live performance. So what ended up happening was that I was concentrating on the data that I thought I could collect. So I was watching the audience, not just for them being an audience, but who was filming, how long they were filming for, were they watching and filming, or were they watching through the frame. And so the result was that there were periods of disconnection between the musician and myself, as well as between the audience and my actions. And in this performance, I was definitely more researcher than artist. Thankfully, the beauty of a project like this is that it's still in its infancy and that it can take many shapes and I can pull it apart as I feel.